Alright. We play the English opening. Interesting. So if you're going to put your pawn there, you might be trying to like put a pawn there or there. I will counter with this. The Steiner variation, apparently. Interesting. Now then, let's see if we can't start developing this bishop. Okay. There we go. Now that opens up this bishop to defend if we put a pawn here. So let's just go through this. We pawn here, you take, I take, and now I think that's the end of that. And I think I quite like that exchange, honestly. Now, there are some other ways this could play out, but okay, well, I guess. So what happens here? We take, you take, this pawn's, well, no, it's not undefended, that's ridiculous. We could also push. That would be interesting. But I like this better. Okay. Let's put our knights right there. Idea being the knight covers this square. Do I care? Not really new. Well, maybe. I actually kind of want you to take. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. What else would I like? It might be a good idea to start developing this bishop a bit, or we push our own pawn forward. That's what we do. Now we've got take. Now here's a question: do we take with the rook or the knight? Taking with the rook, I think, is actually going to be the better, more forceful move here. Interesting. So now your bishop is pinned to your rook. So what would happen here? I take, you take with the knight. Now your knight is pinned. Let's see where this goes. So now your knight is pinned. I could push the pawn forward, and you'd probably take, and then I would take, and then you would have to take with your queen, so that's terrible. So what we would want to do is we would want to have our own queen up a square to start defending against that. I see. So I take, then you would take. Interesting. I think I'm okay with that. Great. Now I can bring the queen over. And that's some real danger for our opponents, I would think. Okay, now your knight is pinned to your king. Congratulations. And your queen, if your queen moves, I take your pawn. Okay. You can start working over here on this side, although I think I will just castle. Okay. So, I'll go here. This is the only place that really makes sense to be. Let's just lock down this structure. Okay. So you're threatening my knight, which actually I'm not sure I care that much about. Although, what I really could and should do is I'm going to put my knight... Well, that's actually terrible, because then it gets taken by the queen. Yeah, okay, okay. We put our pawn forward slightly. There we go. Okay, I'm fine with this. If you try pushing that pawn forward, I just take it anyways. We're good. What we really want to do, though, is we take... Okay, you're doing something. Aye, I see, you're threatening that pawn. I don't think there's anything I can do to immediately defend that. I can just go here, though, and put you in check. So, yeah, I don't see a reason not to do that, really. So, that's what we'll do. So you're going to have to move either there or there. So, yeah, that's what makes more sense, definitely. But now I can take with the pawn and put you in check that way. Okay. Now what do I do? No, that's terrible. Because I still want to keep checking you to defend my pawn there. Or maybe I just go here to defend the pawn. Yeah! Okay. There we go. No problem. So now my queen is defending the pawn, also theoretically attacking that knight if he ever gets too far afield. We can put our rook right here and prepare a discovered attack. That seems alright to me. So you're probably going to want to move your king, I'd imagine. Otherwise I can take... Well, it's only a pawn, but I'd be able to take a pawn for free with the discover... Well, no. No. Well, yes, I would, actually. Okay. Didn't let me get a discovered attack. That's fine, I suppose. I might still just take this pawn, though. Idea being, if they take back, then I can take here. And then you either have to start fleeing with that king, or you take with your queen, and then, yeah, that's no good. So actually, I kind of like this. Okay. Then I take with the rook. Now king either moves... Oh, wait, yeah, I don't come out on top of that. What was I thinking? Okay, I think the best way to somewhat turn this around would be... you just take the pawn. Okay. Yeah, that was a mistake. Definitely a mistake on my part. Okay. That's fine. We can get a check and fork that way. Now where do you put your king? I'm quite curious to find out. Okay. Okay, that's fair. It's fair placement. Okay, I think then here, like there's no way. No, that was, oh my gosh. You just take with the knight. That was an idiotic move. There's no other way to describe that. I should just, yeah. Just take it. Take it, buddy, okay? Just take it. Just take it. I don't deserve to have it anymore. Okay. And I can't save my queen still, but... Okay, yeah. Yeah, so basically this is... there's no way I'm coming out of this one on top. Honestly, I'm just gonna resign. Yeah. Okay, first game of the day, not great. Let's try again. Okay. What do we play against this? Let's mirror it, I guess. The anti-Torre attack of the Queen's Pawn opening, apparently. Let's do that. We'll get our other bishop involved, like this. Okay. So you're probably planning something mean. Let's just move forward. Which actually, that's really not a great move, because then we get this. Then you take, and I can take here, at least. That doesn't really help me in the long run. You can just take that for free, but then I would take your knight, so that's not really free. Yeah, I've really bungled this opening. Yeah. At the very least, we can very easily castle very soon, so there's that. Okay. And actually, I wanted to develop and defend my pawn anyways. Win-win. And now I'm not actually sure how you defend your knights. I mean, you can move it. So, yeah, that's probably what you'll do. You'll probably move your knight right there. Maybe. Well, no, because then I'd just take it. Might move it there. Oh, actually, no, you can't move the knight, because you gotta move your queen out of the way, right? The pawn is attacking the queen, and the queen is attacking the knight. So you're gonna move your queen somewhere, and there's nowhere where you can move the queen and defend the knight, so the knight is gone. Alright. Because, yeah, that's, and then boom. No matter where you move the queen. And where will you move the queen? Not there, not there. You might go there. You can go most places. Well, no, you wouldn't go there. You wouldn't go there. Okay. And now we just take the knights. I'm fine with this. I'll just back up. We'll maintain control of this diagonal. You can start advancing a bit more, but if you do, I might just do something like that, maybe. Alright, I want to get my knights out of there, and then we'll be castling soon as well. I wouldn't necessarily promise next turn, because it might get delayed for whatever reason, but it will happen very soon. Okay. Castle. It's an idea of putting the knights there, on e4 perhaps. It could threaten their bishop somewhat. I mean, the queen's there, so it's not a huge threat. And then also they could just take with their knights, but that might end up being okay in the long run. Okay, so you're probably trying to bring your rook over. Let's put... No, we need to develop our other pieces. Let's get our other knight involved. Okay. We'll bring the rook over to d8. And what that's going to do is it's going to provide some cover for advancing this pawn forward. Yeah, this should be fine. And actually, now this square is a bit stronger. Didn't anticipate that. Okay, we'll put our knight here. If you move forward to try to, attack me, then we'll just move right back. Okay. That's where I want it to be anyway. Now you might take, and then I would just take, and then maybe stalemate. Or not stalemate, but stop your pawn with my pawn. I do like the idea of advancing my pawn forward a bit. Seems like a decent enough ploy. Okay. I see what you're getting at. Wouldn't want to take like that, would we? We go here, we get like a take situation. Whereas if we allow an advancement, we end up with like... Yeah, I mean, it seems basically the same regardless. So I don't think we care that much. I think we just advance our own pawn. Now you can't really do anything with those pawns right now, because you probably want to defend your knight first, I would imagine. And here's another question. Would taking this pawn be of any worth? I don't really think so. Okay. We take with the rook now. I don't think you're in danger. It's a bit precarious, but I don't think you're in any actual danger. Well, I mean, technically speaking, I wasn't wrong. Let's make the best of this situation and take your bishop for free. Right, you could have... this is not my best play, obviously. Okay, we will... Nope, that's terrible. We go here. Rook to d8. So actually, we do have a bit of an idea here, right? Okay, our idea has been thwarted. If we move the pawn forward, then we get like take, which isn't great. We just take. Yeah, that's an option. Just start taking. Because we need to start like destroying stuff over here, because we don't want these pawns to advance all the way and create another queen for us to deal with. Now, we are, of course, at a huge disadvantage. Okay, so we move here. Right? The issue is, like, that's still terrible for us. Unless we can, like, force a rook off. This actually is kind of interesting. Because now, so we've got the rook is defended by the knights. You still have the option of just, like, take the pawn in response, but then I would take your knights. Okay, we've got to do this. I mean, that simultaneously threatens the queen and somewhat protects the pawn. Yes, we need to do that. And honestly, we should probably just resign at this point, but... So what happened? Why are we doing so poorly here? I mean, a number of reasons. But the main thing is we severely miscalculated a trade earlier in the game. That's probably our best bet right now. We should probably push one of these pawns forward at some point to avoid a back rank mate situation. Uh-huh. So, what are you aiming at here? You want to get forked? Or not forked, pinned? Alright. I'll oblige. You know what you're going to do, though. You're going to take here, and then... Well, I can take the rook. And then you would probably just take the rook. It's probably the best bet I've got right now. which, granted, isn't saying much, but it's what I'm saying, at least, right now. I would like to have... I'd like to take that knight, but would want to do that in a way where defended. That's not going to happen. We'll at least open up a little pathway for a king. So now you can do that, and then I would go there, and then you probably do something else off. You probably go like there with that, maybe. Okay, so you've doubled up your rook and your queen. Yikes. Well, you also just lost your queen, so there's that. Check the king. Either the king goes there, or you block with the rook and lose the rook. Okay. So how are we going to play this? Because we're still definitely at the disadvantage, but this is a position that I think we can actually do something with. Or we can play for a draw at this point, which might be the wiser option. Okay. Alright, so now you're pinned to the king. I like that idea. Wait a minute. That's your play. I think we're at this point playing for a draw. Oh no. Wait a minute. We go down there. Start threatening your other pawns. Okay, great. Now that pawn is being real annoying. Go up, check. We gotta be fast here, because our opponent might try to just win on time, theoretically. Okay, just keep defending the pawn. Always defend that pawn, if at all possible. And now we actually might have considered advancing that pawn somewhat. I think I actually have something here. Move pawn forward. Idea, if we can cover this square, I'm not sure what you're doing exactly, but I don't particularly like it. If we have this square covered, which we actually already did with the pawn, but now it's double covered with the king, I just go up here. If I get my rook there, then well, that's not quite checkmate, because you can go there. But it definitely is going to be bad for my opponents. Oh, drats. Okay, hold on, I really need to think this through. So I go here, I check. Your only legal move is this. At which point, I've got essentially nothing left, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I've got to stop this queen, unfortunately. No, this is awful. It's all awful. So we've lost. I mean, I'll make him finish it. Like, I mean, with a minute and a half, there's no way my opponent isn't going to checkmate me and finish this off, but I mean, it's always possible, I guess, technically. Yeah, hiding in the corner is probably not a good idea. Oh, be careful. You moved to the wrong place and I'll take your rook. Didn't move to the wrong place, did you? Does my opponent seriously not know how to ladder mate? Okay, well then. Not my best game.